If this intellect, this buddhi is not refined, then we stay buddhu. Buddhu means we are fools.
Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Estamos en un nuevo programa, en esta oportunidad con alguien muy especial. Es un amigo muy querido, nos conocemos hace 7 años atrás. Él es Swami Mahesh, él viene desde la India y hoy nos va a hablar sobre todo eso. Entonces, él habla solo inglés, así que yo lo voy a ir traduciendo en los subtítulos para que la gente los pueda leer, pero la entrevista va a ser en inglés, ¿sí? Swami, thank you for being here. It's very special to meet you.
Namaste.
And él está acá en Bolivia justamente por un viaje. Él hace muchos retiros a lo largo del año, entonces aproveché de poder compartir con él. Mahesh, please let us know what is Swami, because everything asking about that. Here almost.
So, well, I'm very happy to be here in Bolivia again, my second time. And when we are initiated in the spiritual tradition, we get the title Swami added to our name. Okay, but we get an initiated name, and Swami is the title. And literally, it would mean be master of your own self.
Okay.
So, Swami is not trying to be a guru or guide for anybody, but Swami is trying to master himself, herself. So, that is the title.
Perfect. Perfect. So, of course, is in yoga, right? So you teaching yoga and practicing yoga and you make retirements around the world. Let us know, please, about that.
So, I do yoga retreats and yoga adventure tours, yoga pilgrimages around the world. And they are based on the yogic principle of coming together, practicing some things together, but also exploring the beauty of nature, culture, tradition, place, religion. So what I do is I organize, for example, there are so many beautiful energy places on earth. And those are places of pilgrimage, because when you go to those places, your own energy field gets cleaned, purified, and then you vibrate with a higher energy of this place. For example, the mystics and the yogis, they believe that just as we have 7 chakras in our body, there are also 7 chakras on earth. So the root chakra of earth is in California. It's called Mount Shasta.
Okay.
The water chakra, they say, is in Peru. Machu Picchu and Lake Titicaca is the water chakra. Then the fire chakra is in Australia. In the middle of Australia, there is this rock, the red rock called Uluru. Then the heart chakra, they say, is in Glastonbury, where the Druids used to meet and do their ceremonies and exchange of ideas. And then the throat chakra is in the big pyramid of Egypt. The 6th chakra, they say right now, it moves around. So right now it is aligned with the heart chakra.
Wow.
So that is also in Glastonbury. And the crown chakra is in Tibet, Western Tibet. It's called Mount Kailash. And there's a huge lake in front of it called Manasarovar. So when I do yoga pilgrimages, I teach yoga to people so they can acclimatize to altitude or place, and then also experience the place with a different mindset, not as a tourist,
Okay.
but as a pilgrim. So when I explain pilgrimage, I tell people you are going out to come back to yourself. So you go out to some energy field, and that helps to clean your energy, your mental structure, and then you have a new energy again. So pilgrimages, I like a lot of good, beautiful places. For example, I have done retreats in Iceland, a few beautiful places in Turkey, in Majorca Island, Ibiza, and then of course I do yoga retreats in India. So those are like adventure retreats. We visit a place, we go to the beach, or we hike a mountain, or we are in a beautiful place. The third focus is health and healing. So every year I do yoga Ayurveda retreat in India,
Okay.
because India is set up with the Ayurveda hospitals and treatment centers. So Ayurveda is kind of a non-invasive old medical science of Indian system. And its focus is not just to bring the person back from disease state to healthy state, but also those who are healthy to raise them to the next level of positive thinking, creativity, being a contributing force in the society. So I do.
In an ashram?
No, these are done in hospitals. Ayurveda
Hospitals.
or Ayurveda resorts.
Okay.
So both options are there. I prefer in Ayurveda hospital because some people they come with some health condition. So in Ayurveda hospital we also have a doctor who can do all the diagnosis, consultation, and then the treatment starts. Some people come just for rejuvenation. So Ayurveda works with oil massage. Okay. Then the herbal preparation with the different medical leaves, and then they give the massage, packing these leaves in a packet cloth and then dipping in hot oil. There's exfoliation.
Yeah.
And then they do medicated rice. So they pack medicated rice in a bag and then they dip it in hot milk according to the constitution of the person, and then they give the rubbing massage on. So that really helps to kind of rejuvenate the whole body, each and every cell. So these are three main areas, plus sometimes I do just a simple yoga program in India where people can come, and the focus is yoga. There is no adventure, there is no health or healing, but introduction to yoga.
Okay.
Mantra chant, how to use mantra, how to meditate in a simple way, how to do asana and pranayam in a simple way. So those kind of things.
And that is in an ashram, right?
That will be either in an ashram or a nice resort.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just got my land this year, so I'll build up my ashram over next 2 years. Till then, I have to rent spaces. I go to nice places and go to the boat.
It's not necessary an ashram.
I would like to have an ashram eventually, because I traveled so far and wide over 80 countries, and now people are asking how they can learn little more. For that, we need a spiritual sanctuary where people can come. They are safe, they are not interacting with outside the world for some time, and they focus on their learning yoga, practices.
How long you have been practicing yoga, and what led you to be a Swami?
My yoga journey, I would say, started when I was in high school. I felt that the energy movement in my body started my body to do yoga.
Okay.
So it's not that I learned yoga and do it. The energy movement was such, we call it a psychic experience. When the prana, the life force, starts moving in a certain way through the channels, the body goes in different positions. So when that happened, then I started looking for an answer.
Okay.
That I have not learned any yoga, but these positions, I know that if I look in some yoga book, they are some of the asanas. My breathing would be in a certain way, or my mind would be like focused onto something. So then I was searching for an answer. So yes, yoga experiences from high school when I was 15, 16. But the real, I would say, yoga training started when I was in second year of college.
Okay.
And then I learned yoga for almost 2 years with Swami in my city. They had a yoga center. And then through his contact, I could connect with a good yoga school. And then I spent 14 years there. So 14 plus 2, 16 years of kind of yoga training. And then I studied classical style, the traditional yoga from the scriptures, not any branded yoga. So I can teach all kinds of yoga from the base. And that was a good training for me. So yes, if I count my age now, then I've been doing and also teaching yoga for more than 30 years.
Wow.
Mhm. And then when I came to this yoga school, my focus was to serve the mission, because it's a good yoga school. And then I also was looking for this answer, that how do I have all these psychic experiences? Where are they coming from? So I needed a guru.
Okay.
So when I met my guru, Swami Satyananda.
Certainly.
Yeah. And then I joined his mission, and within 6 months I was initiated in the Swami order.
Wow. So nice. So nice. And on your way as Swami, what do you think, or how a Swami sees the spirituality.
Spirituality is to live life with more expanded awareness. Spirituality is not about becoming too hard bound on rules of life, but to get into the flow. And to get into the flow with that awareness, that is spirituality. So what is this flow? You see, we are made up of 5 different bodies working together. One is the physical body that we can see, we identify with. The second is the energy body that surrounds the physical body. We call it the aura or the biofield. The third is the mental dimension, how we process all the information, how we store memory, how we deal with all those experiences. That is even more expanded because we know about the world around us. The fourth dimension is, we call it the wisdom body. It connects with the wisdom of the whole universe. So there are so many common elements between different civilizations, different religions. If we go to the base, they are looking at the wisdom of the universe. They are looking at the true knowledge, the pure knowledge of what is this and what we are. What is our connection with this universe? What is our role? So that is the wisdom. And the fifth dimension is our pure being, the fundamental joy of being. So we call it Ananda, the blissful consciousness. So these are the 5 dimensions. To live in all these 5 dimensions with full awareness, this is what is spirituality. We do not reject the physical body because physical body is the temple in which the pure consciousness resides.
Yeah.
So we become a trustee. I follow the tradition which is called sannyas. You are called sannyasis. And sannyas literally means that you become a trustee, not an owner. I don't own this body, I'm a trustee of this body, so I take care of this body. I don't own the life force within me, I am a trustee, so I take good care of the life force. I don't own this mind, I take good care of the mind. I don't own the psychic dimension or the chakras, so I take good care of the chakras. So then what happens? I become a trustee of everything in the world. So then I have to take care of everything. My relations, the society, the nature, ecology, everything. It's my responsibility. So when you live with that expanded awareness, you are a spiritual person. But if you try to avoid certain things saying that, oh, I cannot do this because I am spiritual, then your mind is already kind of narrowed down into something that will become a whirlpool and you feel, I am higher because I am spiritual.
Yeah.
That is, spiritual is the horizontal expansion in the world that we live in, and also vertical integration of the different planes of consciousness that are there. You live with all this in an expanded awareness, that is spiritual.
Could you leave us some advice about life? The one with which you connect in this moment.
Okay, this is a very interesting question, and I would like to answer it from 2 different levels.
Okay.
You see, we have 2 kinds of memories, broad-based. What is the DNA memory?
DNA is
Your body, your face, your shapes, all that is memory that is coming down in the series of family lineage, right?
Yeah.
That is the DNA memory, how our body, our shape and everything grows. The second is the karmic memory, our karmas.
Yeah.
So that may be different than your DNA memory. And sometimes I have met people who are born in, I'll tell you one particular case. A lady born and brought up in Europe, but she feels that in her past life she was born in India. So now DNA memory and this memory, they are not matching up.
Of course.
Because her karmic memory is from India and now she has been kind of conditioned in the European belief system, tradition. So how to live life? One is the DNA memory. Okay, we honor the ancestors, the tradition, the family and all that. And we keep a good, healthy, happy relation with that. The second is, what is your inner being calling you for? So for DNA memory, okay, whatever job, profession in your country, in your place, whatever brings money, you pay the bill and you live a little happy life. So that is one part of the life. But that should not be the basis. So the real life starts when you understand your karmic memory, or when you look at your inner being that has a kind of collected different memories over time, and it wants to evolve to the next higher level. So life should be based on that principle. How can you evolve to the next higher level in your wisdom, in your understanding, in your consciousness, in your interaction with this beautiful world in a positive, creative way? So if you create that kind of foundation for your life, and then whatever you do, you believe that it's an offering to this higher principle that is guiding you, that will guide you into creativity, that will guide you into a kind of a happy, blissful connection, joyful connection with life, then you will follow your own dharma. So dharma people define as religion or different things. If you ask me, dharma is the principle of harmony. And this harmony is inside as well as outside. What I feel inside and what harmony I create outside, when they match up in a happy relation, I am following my dharma. So that should be the basis of life. When you have this principle of harmony, when you have this idea of your inner being looking for a higher level of evolution, looking to experience the higher spectrum of consciousness, then what will happen is that you will feel that you are guided. And that guidance comes because you are open. So that is what life should be. You connect with that flow of the divine within you, and then everything in the life will be blissful, everything will be joyful, everything will be creative. It's not that you will not experience difficulties and challenges, but when you experience them, you take it as a blessing of the divine, that it wants me to experience this and rise to the next level. But if we are not prepared, then we immediately kind of shrink, immediately complain, we blame it onto something. So to put it in simple words, life, you have to find a flow where whatever you do in your professional field, all that is fine. But you have to find a flow so you can evolve into the higher levels of consciousness. Evolve as a more complete being. When you evolve into experiencing the duality but not getting affected by them, then your journey will be beautiful. That is what life is. Otherwise we are seeking for small little material comfort, so that's green, and then people get locked into that. Some people experience some failure and they get locked into their failure for a long time or rest of their life, going to depression.
Yeah.
But both experiences will always be there, even at the higher levels in consciousness, where you have the attraction and the repulsion of positive and the negative. You stay focused on your journey, keep a balance, keep the harmony inside and outside. Then you are following the path of dharma. When that happens, whatever you do, which is called karma, all your karmas will be nice and beautiful. You are not getting caught into your own mental dramas or limitations or this whirlpools.
Sometimes the people wants to stay in the same place as it feels very bad, but the karma is not low, you know.
Everybody feels difficulty. For example, a lot of people know Buddha. You see, the word Buddha is kind of, Buddhi is the correct word, which means intellect. When this intellect gets refined, so it can look the divine consciousness and energy in everything, that level is known as Buddha. That means your buddhi, your intellect has refined to that level that it is not judgmental, it is not looking into duality, it transcends the duality. So you have in that man where everything is part of one homogeneous consciousness. Such a person is known as Buddha. But if this intellect, this buddhi is not refined, then we stay buddhu. Buddhu means we are fools. So we are fools, we follow the life that millions and, well, billions of people follow. Get married, have children, make money, die. But what about your evolution? What about facing the inner challenges and rising into a higher consciousness? Life has to open up into this higher consciousness. Otherwise, in the next life, you'll start again from the same level. life should be a progressive evolution, a creative growth.
In the samsara road.
Yeah. So you see, for example, a tree. Now this little seed that has fallen on the ground, after some time, some mud and rain and water, and now it's ready to grow. As it grows, it becomes a giant tree. It has to face all the challenges. So that is the karmic growth. You have to face the challenge. The other is what you have taken from that seed becomes your memory, and then those seeds that the tree will produce, they will carry that memory. But the tree has to grow, it has to evolve, it has to rise up, it has to go to the sky. It just cannot stay there thinking that, oh, it's not an easy place. What tomorrow if I don't get water? What tomorrow if the sun doesn't shine? Continues this growth and journey, whatever way it can manage. So that is kind of a karmic growth, and the other is it will carry the memory of what it has started from. So whether you start from your own belief system into Christianity, or any shamanic belief, any tribal belief, any Quechua, Inca belief, but if you look at the beauty of nature around, sun and moon, they have always been there. Incas, they believed sun and moon in a certain way. The Indian civilization believes in a certain way. The Egyptian civilization. When you connect with nature, your growth is faster. When you connect with a belief system, now your mind is getting conditioned. Narrow, narrow, narrow.
Yeah.
And the definition of yoga is yoga's chitta vritti nirodha. When your mind is completely still without any vibration, that state of being is yoga.
Wow.
If my mind is vibrating, I am a Hindu, or I am a Christian, or I am a Buddhist, it's still a vibration. Your mind will still not be in a state of yoga.
Yeah.
The mind is still trying to find its own identity, its own connection with certain belief system and principles. It is still limited, it is still holding on to the anchors. The mind has to be completely free. When you are able to free the mind from all the conditioning, then you can rise into the higher level.
Wow.
Otherwise, we stay with the mind, and this is why the religions are fighting. Not the religions are fighting, it's not that. The people who have limited understands because they created this anchor.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
A spiritual person will never fight with any other person of any religion, because he is living with this expanded awareness. And we as humans, we have a creative mind, we have a higher intelligence of all the species, and we have the freedom to believe in God in any which way we like. In India itself, we have so many millions of gods that we also don't have any exact number.
Yeah.
You like a god who has an elephant head, okay, worship Ganesha. Who looks like a monkey, okay, you have Hanuman. Who is sleeping most of the time, okay, we have Vishnu, Yoga Nidra. Or he is meditating in the Himalayas, we have Shiva. So, if you worship wealth, abundance, then we have goddess Lakshmi.
Yeah.
If you like wisdom, knowledge, fine arts, music, painting, then we have Saraswati. So we have so many options. In India, we don't ask a family will not ask the child to believe only in Krishna or only in Shiva or only in Lakshmi. They just open, okay, you choose what connects to you. We celebrate like how you celebrate in Bolivia. In India, every day is a celebration of some god or some event or some lunar or the solar movement. So it's always, life is celebration. Life is a flow, a joyful flow.
Definitely, I agree. Definitely, it's because when you row here in Occident, always they say you have to believe in a God, only one God, and sometimes you don't feel so close to that God, but you have to do because you don't have choices.
That is a social conditioning, and
Social conditions.
sometimes it happens in the life of a person that the person wants to break free. When the person follows that path of breaking free from all conditioning, the person is on the spiritual path.
Yeah.
It's not that the person is lost.
Yeah.
A person is on a spiritual path.
Yeah. Right. Okay, well, thank you very much. Please, you could invite the people who are watching us to follow your on social media, please.
Sure. Well, my name is Swami Mahesh, Mahesh. That's how we say it in Roman letters. And you can find me on Facebook as Swami Mahesh or Wandering Mahesh. If you Google Wandering Mahesh, then you can see all my international retreats and programs and adventures and pilgrimages and health courses. So, wandering, the one who wanders. So, Wandering Mahesh. I have a website where I have a lot of yoga programs, and that is called OMSIYA, omsia.com. And on that you can go to my courses. Om is the universal mantra, OM, and SIA stands for Simple Integral Yoga Arts. So I teach yoga as an art, and under my brand name SIA, there's one sentence. It says, yoga is a science, but to present it in a coherent, systematic way is an art.
Wow.
So omsia.com, and on Facebook as Swami Mahesh. I have a blog, Wandering Mahesh. If you Google search Wandering Mahesh, if you show. So thank you.
Thank you, Malay. Gracias a todos.